Well, I'm to the house where I found this gold pin right now. I'm gonna go knock on the door because I've pretty much narrowed it down to this house right here through a little bit of research that this gold pin belongs to a person in that house right there. The guy has come out to me and talked to me a few times before in the last, I've been hunting this spot right here for the last 20 years. And I found that here a couple days ago, right over there. And really nice people at this house, or nice gentlemen. I'm gonna make a video of it, hope it goes well. I'm gonna knock on the door there. And try not to show his face. Or their face. I don't know who's gonna answer the door here, but I'm just gonna do it, right? Good morning. I saw you a couple weeks ago again.
Right.
Remember me?
And you were out over the weekend.
My name is Jeremy, and I found something was a pretty spectacular find in the curb strip, and I narrowed it down on Facebook that this belongs to you or somebody in this house.
What is it?
It's some, I'll put my metal detector down here for a second. I'm on my way down the park here. You know that person right there? On that badge?
Yeah, that's my wife.
That's your wife? Well, that's her gold pin. 10-karat gold pin on there. It was sitting right there. It probably holds a lot of sentimental value to her because
Jeez Louise. And where was that?
Just right out in the curb strip over by the Mercedes.
I'll be damned.
I don't know how long it's been sitting there, but that's a really old pin. That's what she got when she graduated from college, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe. Well, I think so.
She's probably been looking for that. Huh?
Oh yes, medical technology. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. God.
Yeah, my dad was actually a lab technician. He's a bacteriologist, urologist, hematologist, chemist, you name it, all that for 40 years up in Portland.
Wow. Yeah, God, when did she graduate? She graduated
78.
Yeah, okay.
It says 78 on the back of there.
Oh.
1978 on the back of the pen.
Oh, it does.
And her initials are actually on the pin itself too, so it's a custom made pin for her, right?
Yes.
Just makes sense.
Yes. Wow. Very, very cool.
Yeah, I've talked to you several times throughout the last, I don't know how long you guys have been living here, probably for a long time.
Nearly 30 years.
Yeah, I've been hunting this little curb strip in front of your house for at least 20 something years, and just amazing. Keep on getting stuff from it. I found a really deep token there on its edge about 3 weeks ago. Really deep token from Miami, Florida, a transit token. Who knows? Actually, about 5 years ago, I found a 1,200-year-old coin right in the curb strip, right there, right there. It was a Constantine Roman coin. Who knows what you're about ready to find?
Yeah, yes. Neither of those would have been us, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Well.
Wow. Well, thank you.
I'm glad that I can return that to you.
I appreciate it. With
Jeremy, yes.
I'm terrible with names, but yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Yep. You have a good day.
She'll be surprised.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So like I said, you never know what you're gonna find. You never know what you're gonna find. I've been hunting on this curb strip for 20 something years. And every time I come through this curb strip, I find at least something. Sometimes nails, sometimes bits of foil, sometimes pull tabs, bottle caps, you name it. And I've gotten a spill of Wheaties back there on the corner too, about 5 years ago, when I think I was using my B3i. This curb strip is brutal right here. This ground is really hot, and this is an old neighborhood. And I'm just going to reveal a little bit about my past here. You know, I was a drug addict for many years, since I was 12 years old, right? I've done a lot of drugs in my life. I haven't done drugs in 8 years. And the last 8 years, I've been pretty much metal detecting every day, right? I just can't seem to shake this addiction of mine, and stuff like that right there, returning something to somebody that holds dear sentimental value to them, it's way better than drugs, man. Way better. That feeling that I get when I return stuff like that, there's nothing like it, man. Nothing like it. And I've had a lot of trauma in my life. I've had a lot of abuse in my past, you know, and I have a lot of voices and visions in my head still, but metal detecting seems to just take that all away, right? I worked at a mental health drop-in center for quite a few years, and I was manager there, and I was put in situations where I was having to really support other people who were experiencing some of the same stuff that I was experiencing throughout my life, like trauma, drug addictions, mental health issues. And what metal detecting does for me is it makes all that trauma and all that abuse and my voices and visions, just makes it seem to go away, right? It calms me. When I'm metal detecting, I'm calm, man. When I'm at home, sometimes, you know, I really can't sleep a lot of nights. You know, I get restless leg. You know, my past drug use has really affected my life. But when I'm metal detecting, I just want to be me, right? And you know, the first time I set foot in that mental health drop-in center was when the first time I really felt at home and felt comfortable. I've always been insecure, and I've always been really shy my whole life because, you know, my past, right? And I've been ashamed of my past, you know, been ashamed of being abused and being, you know, having a lot of traumatic events in my life. And I've tried to hide my drug addictions, you know, meth and cocaine, and just many years of that stuff. And I don't have to hide my addiction now. I don't have to hide it. I'm not ashamed of being a metal detectorist. I'm not ashamed of having my past also with abuse and, you know, trauma and drug addictions. You know, I'm past that stuff. You know, but any given moment, that stuff can come back and haunt me in my life. And this metal detecting, what it does for me, metal detecting and just treasure hunting and just being outside, you know, it does something. It does something for your mental health. And, you know, it's coming out into light, you know, in other people's channels, in other creators' channels, that, you know, being outside, being in the elements, touching the ground, grounding yourself to the earth, touching the dirt, being outside, listening to the birds chirp, you know, seeing nature, you know, breathing fresh air. You know, I went long time, sometimes I went many months without even going outside because I was depressed, very suicidal. And, you know, I haven't felt that way in many years. Of course, I haven't been doing drugs, and I've worked through a lot of the traumas in my life. You know, I seeked support, and I wanted to get through all those events that happened in my life. And the only way that I could have done that is seeking it, you know, just seek it, wanting to get better. And this metal detecting has really changed my life. Metal detecting every day. You know, I've been metal detecting for a lot of years. Like I said, a lot of you guys know that I've been detecting for a lot of years. But really, up until about 8 years ago, you know, I detected a lot, you know, a lot on weekends and as much as I could, you know, but I was depressed a lot of times, and a lot of times having mental breakdowns and whatnot. And drugs, you know, drugs really affect your whole life in general. But since I've been metal detecting every day, it's changed my life, man. I want to live, and I want to show everybody that metal detecting has this effect on your whole life. My whole life is better. I'm more healthier. I can sleep better. I am coming out of that box that I've been in for pretty much my whole life, mainly because of metal detecting and wanting to get better, right? It seems like you can become normalized and numb to being traumatized and staying in that dysfunction in your life. And if you can find something like metal detecting or a hobby that does this to your life, there's no reason to stop, right? There's no reason to stop this. You know, I'm obsessed with metal detecting. I want to know all about it. And the more and more I do stuff like that, return stuff, the more I want to keep on doing it, right? Till the day I die. Making videos is very difficult, very, very difficult. And that's another whole aspect of this, you know, coming out of my box is I've always been a shy person. I really don't like being on camera. I really don't like talking to people, period. Well, now I do. I like talking to people now that I'm not trying to hide things, hide baggage in my life. And this has brought me out of my box, creating videos. You guys, a lot of you guys who metal detect and who do not make videos have no idea how hard it is to make videos, especially out in the rain here. Out in the rain or in the harsh conditions, when your metal detector's not working right, or you know, if you can't hear your metal detector, or something breaks, or my camera's malfunctioning, which happens a lot, especially a lot lately. My camera's been malfunctioning a lot, but I just got to do what I can do to get videos up. You know, there's a lot of barriers out there that prevents me from posting videos, but I make videos all day long, right? All day long I'm making videos. 90% of them don't really turn out because just a lot of mud on my lens, or loud noises, or somebody calls me, or I just don't find much, find a lot of junk. But stuff like that, you know, it's not really valuable to me. A piece of gold like that, $150 piece of gold like that, I don't see it as valuable. I see it as that would be much more valuable in my life to return that to the person who that belongs to, because that has way more value, sentimental value. Because that gold pin, she got that 40 something years ago, 45 years ago. That pin is 45 years ago, 45 years old. And something like that, people hold on, you know, they have this strong connection with something like that. And I hold a strong connection with my mental health. I want to be healthy. I want to be, you know, I want to be right in my mind. I still have a lot of visions and voices. You know, I still have a lot of restless nights. Trying to get some sleep, but seems like the more hours I detect during the day, the healthier I am, straight up. And I just want to show you guys the reality of metal detecting. It improves your quality of life dramatically, man. I've seen it happen many times with my clients or my peers at my old job when I was a specialist in mental health. I would take out some of my peers out metal detecting or mining, and they would just connect with it, right? Because you're grounding yourself to the earth, and you're getting out of the house. You're getting out of that realm that you seem to be stuck in. And if you can just get out and do something different, just something different, you know, than your ordinary depressed life, or whatever you're experiencing, whatever your mind is consumed with. When I'm metal detecting, my mind is not consumed with my past. It's consumed with what's in front of me, what I'm about ready to dig out. I don't know what I'm about ready to dig out, to tell you the truth, right? I dug a bunch of iron around that gold pin there, just continuing to clear out this ground here. I'm gonna go down to the park here in a minute and do some testing with this Legend here. And this is the machine that I found it with. Doesn't matter what machine you're using, you just got to adjust it and just beat up spots, right? I've probably dug a target out exactly in the spot that I'm digging, that I'm sitting in right now. Probably at least 2 or 3 targets. This was a really trashy curb strip about 20 years ago. I've just worked on it and worked on it and worked on it. I just live 1 block away, so just to let you know, this is a really beat up curb strip right here. And it's amazing to find something like that right near the surface. Here's a lower conductor, you know, but I'm gonna go down the park there and I'm gonna do some testing in the tot lot with this Legend. This thing is deadly in tot lots, man. I just have to say, this thing performs very, very well in tot lots. And I'll show you that in some videos here. I'm gonna compare it against the Deus 1 HF elliptical coil and the Simplex 5x9 coil. This thing is pretty a hot rod because it has a small coil, right? The center of the coil is not very far from the edge of the coil. So you wanna be directly over the target, right in the center of the coil on most detectors. This coil even pinpoints really good on the tip too, so I'm gonna go down the park and make some more videos. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.